Hello and welcome to the Bike Century. My name's Ben and today I'm going to be showing you around this absolutely gorgeous Ducati Multistrada 1200. One of my favourite sports tourers, I would say. They're powered by a really torquey 1199cc V-twin, same or a derivative of the engine that you'd see in the Panniers. So loads and loads of power, puts out about 150 brake horsepower, but more importantly bags and bags of torque, which is exactly what you want when you've got a full set of luggage on the back and a pillion as well when you're sort of going across continents. So it's a real mile munch of this bike, but great fun on the lanes at the weekends as well. And being the type of bike that it is, it also lends itself very well to people who are commuting. So a great all-rounder. This is a 2014 bike. There's a few derivatives of this model. This is the S. The touring model did come with the Panniers, so don't mistake this for the touring model. It is the S model, which gives it some extra features that I'll point out as we go. The touring model did just come with some aftermarket luggage with Ducati colour coding and stuff, but this does have some official Ducati luggage on it. Really nice bike. It's a 2014 model. It's covered just over 11,000 miles. Very clean and tidy for the age and the mileage. Of course, some signs of wear and tear that I'll point out as we go, but on the whole, very clean and tidy bike. So starting at the front, despite being an adventure bike or styled like an adventure bike, I'd say this is more road bike. So it's got 17-inch wheels that have got that sort of Marchesini lightweight look. Massive 4-pot Brembo calipers that are radially mounted, 320mm discs, again provided by Brembo, and upside down forks. Now the forks are not manually adjustable because the bike does come with electronic suspension, so I'll point that out when we get up into the cockpit. A couple of other little goodies that you get with the bike. As you can see, you've got the spotlights there just under the front fairing. The bike also has some aftermarket engine crash bars as well, so good things if you do plan to do any adventure riding. Being a big bike as well, if you ever do drop it, it's a good thing to have. It just stops that really shiny red fairing from getting all banged up. As I said, there's some wear and tear marks, so most of the bike is covered with paint protector film. I don't know if you can see the adjoining line just here, but most of the little marks are just in the in that paint film. So there's no major actual damage to the paintwork of the bike itself. There's just a couple of little nicks in that sheet in itself, and it's pretty much all over the bike as well. So if you were to take that off, the paintwork underneath would be immaculate in my opinion, but there are, like I say, a couple of wear and tear marks just in that film. There's also a couple of little marks just in the engine bars there. It's quite wide, so if you were to try and get it through a gate, out of a garage, that sort of thing, it's quite common. Doesn't look like the bike's ever been on its side. There's no telltale signs up here on the handguards, the mirrors, that sort of thing. Does just look like it's maybe you know, been donked up against something, perhaps with a rider on board. Other than that, on this side, really clean and tidy. It's got the original exhaust on it, as you can see. The bike's also fitted with a centre stand, and it's also fitted with this enormous set of panniers, which have got Ducati branding on them, so I assume they're the genuine ones. The touring version did come with colour-coded panniers, but the panniers are actually a little bit smaller and not quite as deep. I mean, if you look at the depth of these things, they're huge. So if you're planning a trip, this could definitely be the bike for you. And then on top, I believe this is a Givey box, but it has actually been paired with the key. So you've got one key that you can use on the bike and you can use on the panniers. So that's quite handy because it stops you from having to carry 5 or 6 different keys. At the back, beautiful single-sided swing arm, as you see on many Ducatis. Rear brake is also made by Brembo, just a single pot on that, but still very usable, as you could imagine. Okay, riding position. So from a riding position, generally speaking, adventure style bikes are quite tall. This is actually fitted with a low seat, so you can see this little vertical notch just here in the tank. That is where the normal height seat would be, and this is obviously where the low height is. So it's about an inch difference. I'm 5'11", I've got a 30-inch in a leg. I'm on the balls of my feet with this quite comfortably. I would say if you're a competent rider, you'd be absolutely fine with this. Rear pillion seat's really comfy, and the drop to the pegs is quite high, which means you're sat bolt upright. You've got a backrest on the top box as well, so really comfy for your pillion. As with any decent spec Ducati, particularly the S, you get Brembo everything. So you can see Brembo master cylinder up here. You can see the clutch and brake fluids are really clean as well, which is a good sign from a service standpoint. Bike's also fitted with heated grips. Got the indicators incorporated into the handguards as well, so nice toasty hands. I believe this is an aftermarket screen. It certainly seems a little bit taller than the standard screen, and it's lipped as well, so I would imagine 6 foot plus riders will be quite comfortable with this bike with the height of that screen. Around this side it's all very much the same. Again, you've got the engine bars there. There are a couple of little marks on the engine bars just on the ends there, nothing major. Again, no major cosmetic marks, just a couple of little blips, as you can see just here in the paint protector film. You can just see where we've cleaned it, there's a little bit of overspray, but none of this is actually in the paintwork, it's just in the paint protector. So again, nothing major, and I suspect, you know, if it was me personally, I would leave that on there. It's a good thing to have, especially if you're doing long distance mileage with your friends and they're flicking stones up at you and stuff like that. Again, on this side, really clean and tidy. You can see the side stand there, you can see the chain and sprockets are in nice condition. Things like chain, sprockets, brakes, tyres, they all get checked as part of our pre-delivery inspection, and of course if there are any wear and tear items that need replacing, they would get done. Again, you've got the electronic suspension on the back, which I'll talk to you about in just a second, and there is also an Optimate charge lead there, which is a good thing to have on V-twins. They do require quite a lot of cranking power, so if you're not riding frequently, always plug these bikes in, or any bike for that matter actually. Comes with the red key, which all Ducatis have, but also it's a keyless ignition. Previous owner has chosen to put this protector on it, like a mobile phone case, but ultimately you can ping the key out of that and you can go on and use that to open your luggage, or you could use it to start the bike. Actually, if the batteries fail on these, there is a fail safe so that you can still start the bike, so that's a really nice thing to have if you're going abroad. Let's give the ignition a fire up for you. So the difference between the standard model and the S mainly is the electronic suspension. You do get some extra bits and bobs as well, but I'll talk you through the dash layout. So we've got gear position here, rev counter, speed, fuel, all the kind of usual stuff. Up here you've got your current traction control setting. Your traction control all runs off of your current mode setting in terms of the engine setting, which is all on the right hand side here. There's a couple of different maps that you can choose from. It's currently in urban, and what that does is it limits the amount of power that you get, sets you up on the maximum amount of traction control and a mid amount of ABS, and as you change through these modes, as such, so does the power, so does the traction control, so does the ABS. So if you're riding in the rain, you put rain mode in, probably limits the power even more, gives you more traction, gives you more ABS, etc, etc. This just tells you that the traction control is switched on. Up here, obviously you've got your mileage, and obviously you've got your temperatures here, and everything is controlled off the left-hand bar here, so all very simple controls. You can just cycle through the different dash modes, etc, using the button on the left-hand side here. On the right-hand side, obviously you've got all the engine controls. As I said, the bike does come with heated grips as well, so let's give her a start up for you. Sounds absolutely stunning, as all V-twins do. A lot of people put aftermarket exhaust on these, so if that's something that you're interested in, or if you've got any general questions about the bike, please feel free to reach out. We offer all the usual dealer facilities, finance, part exchange, and we do also offer free delivery on used bikes within England and Wales, and of course we can deliver to Scotland, but for a small charge. That's it from me. Any questions, fire away. We're on WhatsApp, live chat, all the socials. Pick up the phone and give us a call, and we'll do our best to answer any questions that you've got, or feel free to drop into the showroom and try the bike on for size. Thanks very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care.